TOMz.
Asikalekile bethu sinibulisa ngawatry kumakhaya ngamakhaya nisibukeleni kuwo sinamkelekala kungqa phambili wezi-side tech TOMz siphathelwe ngabaqolonqenkqubo apha kwegumbi lase-SABC 1 Zansi for sure.
Yazi bafethu impilo imfishane and at some point everything gets old and starts falling apart.
Okay, so utheni usiya e-deep sisaqala inkqubo? But yes, there are many ways in which things can be made to last, right?
I guess so. I mean, cabanga ujamo lasta inyanga in jars and some buildings still stand after hundreds and hundreds of years.
Injalo kanye so siya ithini into ofeni cheer up. Namhlanje ke will be blowing Sia's mind away by showing him cool ways in which steel can be made to be weather resistant. As well as ukuba ijam lathetha ngayo ipackage njani to stay fresh from xesheni.
Ngiyathemba nina bafethu uthi ready as much as I am with your fingers ready to send us through those comments and of course your questions on our Facebook page.
Here we go.
As well as different ways metal can be treated to withstand the effects of wind and weather. Take a long walk with us when we visit a very important historical site, one of the tech we've learnt about in action. Be tempted with the incredible art of jam making as Funagabanzi about the process. Find out about the ways in which food can be kept fresh for longer. Enjoy some new apps you'll find thanks to our incredibly cool cyberspace section. And never give up on your dream with these pieces of golden advice. Let's get the show started.
Now, I bet you guys have also wondered how some steel structures just seem to last forever and never break down.
Thina ke siyayiphumela sayobuza abangani bethu ukuthi kahle kahle niyanyazini. Take a look.
Yiphi indlela esingayenza ukuthi i-steel siyenze ukuthi ingarusi?
Keeping it from water.
Erusini. Angikho sure maka mawufaka ipende nje masobona ngathi ipende siyaphunga uzofaka enye ipende.
By chroming the steel or ngogalvanize or ukufaka ipende.
To galvanize metal ngisho uthini? What is to galvanize metal?
No idea. Ucover steel.
Explainele ukuthi uyenzani intshengisi. Bocabanga ugalvanize yini?
Ayangazi yo.
Kuma ufaka ipende or we cover something plastic or something ukuthi ngarusi futhi we keep away from amanzi. Yeah.
And why do you think jam stays fresh all the time? Why are you jamming about?
Fridge.
Besides the fridge?
Ayangazi.
Yebo ngo.
Sondela ungabaleki.
Bese ke fridge na ngithi bese engaboli ya.
Noma ke wena ke uphola phi apha eMzantsi Africa, you will be sure to find some corrugated metal roofing around because kaloku apha eMzantsi Africa we know how to make good use of it.
Kodwa ke mina ngihlale ngibuza ukuthi kahle kahle why the metal in the roofing doesn't rust away uma kunetha or how is it possible for it to last so long?
Ukhumbule kaloku bethana ba izinto made of steel and iron can rust easily when xa kumanzi. So ke that's when it turns all flaky and weak.
Kahle kahle how are metals treated to have a longer lifespan? Check it out.
Galvanizing is the process where iron or steel products get coated in zinc to protect them. It also makes it better to look at. Now, during this process, what happens is the metals are dipped in an acid solution to remove the dirt. Then they are dipped into a bath of molten zinc, which clings to the metal and forms a neat outer layer. Another method is called electroplating. Now what happens here is the object is placed inside a solution called an electrolyte and the current is applied. The electrolyte then splits up and some of the metal atoms in the solution are deposited onto the object, forming a thin film. Now many different metals from gold and silver to lead and zinc can be plated this way.
Now, ama metals amaningi ashibhile can be electroplated to make them look expensive. Ingakho kupossible kangaka ukuthi wenze ama fake watches and jewelry.
But betani sinomzekelo kaloku ongcono of a metal being treated to make it last. Khawujonga apha sana.
Sikhuluma ngemishini yethu bafethu namhlanje sikhuluma nge-extending lifespan while touchdown Howick sikhuluma kabanzi about a structure esihleli lana isikhathi eside nokuthi kahle kahle kuyenza kanjani ukuthi singamosheki. You and me need to learn about this. Let's get it. Kunjani bhuti wami?
Ngiyaphila njani bhuti?
Ugrani?
Ngiyaphila kanjani nina?
Ukwazi kubanda kangaka la?
Yeah, the Midlands is famous of it's called.
Ngiyakamukela ku TOMz.
Nice to meet you bhuti wami.
Okay, so ngitshela ke bhuti wami sikuphi kahle kahle kahle?
Okay, we are here at Nelson Mandela capture site.
Yep.
The site marks the spot where Nelson Mandela was being captured in 1962, August 5. He was actually returning from an undercover visit from Chief Albert Luthuli. So now on his way back to Johannesburg, he was disguising himself as a chauffeur. He was captured across the road in that stone monument across the road. That's the exact spot where he was captured. Then in 2012, he was celebrating his 50th anniversary since his capture. And that's when the artist by the name Marco Sanfenel, he designed the sculpture for him. This is the sculpture. It's made of 50 cluster poles, columns, and it appears to be Nelson Mandela's image when you are on a specific angle.
Okay, so ngitshela ke bhuti, why kubalekile for ukuthi sibe nale site and people to come here and see it?
We feel the site is significant because his long walk to freedom, he was captured here. That's when he begins his long walk to freedom. So the significance, that is the importance of the site. People should know that's where he was captured and why he was here in KZN. So they must all know this thing and they must have a basic information about Nelson Mandela as we have our temporal exhibitions there at the top.
Okay, so ngitshela ke bhuti, we're talking about memories. So senza kanjani ukuthi senze la memories ukuthi ahlale longer?
This is the type of paint abawusebenzisile ukuthi for the next generation sibe sisekhona isculpture si-maintainiwe lana noma bangafika abantu seyisineminyaka since site ina 3 years manje ikhona sehlele for 3 years sikanje yabo lonto singenankinga singa-repaintwa and everything but sisehlala 3 years sisazophinde sihlale esinye isikhathi eside futhi because of the paint that he used and the type of steel asisebenzisile ucreate sona isculpture lesi. That is why ngisho ukuthi ke sizohlala long term sikhona isculpture.
So ma i-design kanjani lento le bafike babeka lama pole lawa bese kayenzakalani?
Yes, wena wasetha ama-poles akhe in a different, in a created space from each poles. Then he used his laser cut to create the image. And the significance with azabe black these poles is because when you are in that distance, that's how the image ikamwa ngakhona.
Okay, cool. So asikhulume ke ngama-environmental factors wakhona. I mean, niyenza kanjani, like abekho abantu abazala abazoyicekeza bayiphule, or there's no animals that come here and scratch it? How do you protect it from that?
That was the reason ukuthi ke since kwenziwe sculpture ngo-2012 and that was the reason ukuthi sicabanga ukuthi kube khona i-temporal museum, so la kuzoba khona ne-main entrance khona yabo bonke abantu abavisitha khona i-site. So the main entrance isisiza kakhulu ukuthi abantu banga-jump over because we got fence all the way now. Before bekade bengena nje laphayana then beze straight to sculpture, so that we thought that akukho good because some of them bafika then bashake ama-poles and we all see ukuthi ama-poles la enziwe afakwe phansi. So in order ukuthi prevent lokho kumele kube khona kune-main entrance la bangena through yona then beze kusona le sculpture and we do not allow abantu ukuthi benze ama-pictures bekusona la kwe-sculpture kanjalo. They can take their own pictures while bekuleya distance leya benze image. They don't come closer because anyway if you come closer image yaso isculpture lesa Nelson Mandela iyavaleka isiyaphela image yakhona kanjalo.
Wow, what an amazing sculpture, right? Number 9, it's an eye-opener to see how much time and effort actually goes into creating such a beautiful creation.
Exactly. Best way to we get another look at an everyday product kept in a time capsule.
So girls, booze are at the gym sitting in the fridge and think, wait, hold up. How is it possible for that to stay okay for so long? And how are other foods kept fresh for months and even years? Well, I mean, I need to stay tuned because Sipeta Zonke is in Pendula. TOMz.
You are still tuned into TOMz, right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.
Siphathelwe ngabaqulunqi inkqubo kaloku yi-SABC Education. Namhlanje ke bethu nani sicela amanzi olwandle trying to find out why certain things seem to last forever. Izinto ezifana ke nezinto esisebenzisa to build houses as well as some types of ukutya.
Well, thina siyajabula futhi siyabonga for the tech behind it. Now, coming back from the Nelson Mandela capture site, the sculpture that was built to last is a great reminder of how we can keep our history alive for the future.
I don't know when data betan kodwa have you ever come home after a long day at school already and you're just dying for something to eat? Xa usithi uvula ikhabhathi sana there's nothing but an old tin of imbotyi left.
And umubuka ke expiry date ithi ya next day. Kodwa ke uma ukuyithenge last year like
Injani life akanyani. And then xa ucinga you like, but guys, how is it possible that beans and they are still fresh manje zije?
well, asitholeni kabanzi.
Your first boy still on the mission, but first akubanga topic gets namhlanje expanding lifespans. Was funa ukuthola kabanzi ukuthi iGem bayisha kanjani first. Bayikhe emanzini, bayikhe ehlahleni wayifaka phakathi komshini. I don't know. You and me, let's go.
Hello, kunjani?
Ngiyaphila ma.
Ngiyaphila.
Welcome to TOMz.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so there's two of you as emakhaya bangakwazi. Can you please tell us what you do and where we are?
Okay, igama lami nguDesiree Mthembu. Ngisebenza eGiants Canning, a fresh produce market. I'm a production manager. By profession, I'm a microbiologist.
Yes, so namhlanje sifuna ukuyena ukuthi iGem niyenza kanjani kahle kahle. So ngasithathisela ukuthi iGem what kind of ingredients does it use?
Mangizoqala iGem ethi masiyenza siqala ngokuthi kumele ukuthi sithole ama-fruit.
Okay.
So ama-fruit eza la emarket, they come raw, they come fresh. Any fruit it can be used ukuthi sisebenzise ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi senze ujam.
So how do you prepare the foods? Api ba raw anjalo noyenzani? Niyaboila khona la unaboila khona or niyawasika like or niwafaka njalo emishinini noyenza kanjani?
First step that we do, siyawafaka ngaphakathi, siyawageza, siwawashe to make sure that there's no any pesticide. The next step, njengoba ubuzile ukuthi siyawasika noma siwayenze njani. Siyawathatha amafruit ngishilo ngathi siyawawasha. After qeda ukuwawasha, siwafaka emshinini. Sinomshini esiwubiza ngokuthi it's a pulping machine. I-pulping machine in a temperature ethize egaya ama-apula noma engathi igaya ama-fruits phecelezi. Yeah. So iwagaya iwavithize iwayenza ukuthi abe yi-pulp. So it means we are pulping the raw fruit. Then ama-fruit masesesigayile i-pulp, sesayithatha-ke i-pulp. Seya at a high boiling temperature, ihamba kuma-100 degrees Celsius. Why are we boiling at that? We are also giving a shelf life. Remember, we need to kill microorganisms. That is the reason why we are saying we need a shelf life. Right, then we need to put a flavor. We also need to put a color to make sure that iGem yethu ibukeka kuyiGem. If it's apricot, it's supposed to have a right complying color. So what is happening? It's a filling now. iGem yethu ifila while it's still hot.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the temperatures. I said it's 100. Yes, then at least we can go up to 80 to 85. This is just to a preparation for a jam to set. So then it goes to the can. Then it goes sima. Simming. The reason why we are simming, we need to close a can so that there must not be any microorganism that will enter into our jam. Then that is our shelf life. Then we keep it for a few days for setting. Yes. So mase seyisetile injalo iseyifakiwe ku packaging saphinde siyicheck futhi as a final checkup from our QC department to say this jam is ready. It can go to the market. It can be consumed by our consumers.
Wow, amazing. Sawona ba kunjani?
Sawona mfowethu njani?
Ngiyaphila. Welcome to TOMz.
Oh, thank you.
So ngasichazisela kwamabhiyosi osekhaya ukuthi uyenzani and where are we?
My name is Bosi. I'm the quality assurance manager at Giants Canning.
So ngitshela ngalama products amanye niwayenzayo ukuthi niwayenza kanjani ukuthi last very long ukuthi anga expire aboshe.
We are doing beans, we are doing curry mixed vegetables, we are doing processed peas, we are doing quite a lot of, we are even doing jams. We don't add preservatives in our food. The processing temperatures that we use, a combination of temperature, pressure and time is enough to make sure that the can is sterilized.
So speaking of the heat and everything like that, when it comes to environmental factors that contribute to making the food spoil out, how do you stay away from that?
We are canning our products.
Yes.
In other words, we are putting it in a can.
Yes.
Obviously, it is not exposed to the outside environment. So our can is airtight. Okay. This is what I should say. This is how we preserve our food.
Like you said, the can has a layer that is called
A lacquer.
So what happens when the tin bends over or breaks? Is it still safe for you to can?
Obviously, if the lacquer is disturbed, there's a chemical reaction that would happen between your product and the exposed can itself. So it poses a safety risk to our consumers. So we try by all means to avoid that. So there is a procedure in place to deal with that. What we would simply do is damage the can is taken for destruction and it is thrown away. But if on the assessment we discover that the lacquer in the can was not disturbed, what simply happens is we sell those cans as long as the lacquer in the can is not damaged.
Pickling is the process used to expand the life of certain foods. Now this usually involves putting it in vinegar, which is acidic enough to kill most bacteria, or to let it ferment in brine.
Brine amanzi anotswayi, but normal dry salts can also be used to preserve ukudla. Fungi and other harmful organisms cannot survive in very salty environments.
Now, drying foods can also make them last. Water is removed through evaporation, which can be done by sun drying, air drying, smoking, or wind drying foods. Now, this makes it harder for mold and bacteria to grow on them, simply because there's absolutely no water for them to live on.
The proper term to use when talking about making foods last longer is to say preserving foods. Now that's where the name preserves, which refers to jam, actually comes from.
What are your favorite type of preserved foods? So when I get a fan of strawberry jam, or you just love pickles, then you can send us your comments on our Facebook and Twitter pages and which up next.
Buza where the idea to preserve ukudla comes from, or want to know how to make your very own jam? Then don't go anywhere. TOMz.
Sesithi ke apha kumabona kude wenu unzisela kaloku ungqa phambili weze science and technology siphathwe ngabaqolonqinkqubo i-SABC education kweligumbi lase-SABC kuba that's for sure.
Namhlanje we are time traveling like crazy, which is how foods and metals are treated to last longer than usual. Now from sculptures to jamu, check out where this cool take comes from and how you can make your own.
Injalo kanye uyazi ke wena ke that drying is one of the oldest techniques ezisetyenziswayo to preserve ukutya.
And do you guys have any idea where galvanizing came from?
As many as 14,000 years ago, Middle Eastern and Oriental cultures dried their foods using the power of ilanga. So they had places called still houses, which contained fireplaces to dry fruits and vegetables in areas where there wasn't enough sunlight to do the job. So the Khoi in South Africa preserved meat in strips, curing it with salt and hanging it up to dry. European settlers also used this technique, adding spices and vinegar to what we know and love today as biltong. Now, on the other hand, the process of galvanizing metals originated in India in the 17th century and was used to protect armor. Irradiation has become a popular means of treating food to extend its shelf life, and it works by exposing the food to some type of radiation, such as gamma rays or electron beams. Some believe that nanotechnology is the future of food preservation, using tiny molecules to improve food quality. Scientists have also managed to put foods under enough pressure to kill the bacteria, but they leave all the nutrients and taste intact. Some car manufacturers are doing new types of coatings for metals which are applied in a vacuum, making them more environmentally safe.
Yo, okay, science is getting crazy up in here. Imagine, Jay, we'll be able to eat something completely raw, just because all the bacteria inside it was killed with a lot of pressure. Neat.
Ew, not that you'd want to. I guess it could make a lot of food safer, as it done. In the meantime, I would like to make my own jams. That would be a cool gift, right? A homemade jam.
Sure, yum. I guess what are some of the virtual places that can help Ubongi out?
Expiry Date Tracker is a great app to keep track of the stuff was big in my It's as easy as adding a photo or the name of the product, and voila, no more accidentally drinking that sour milk. With the touch of your fingers, the TrueSculpt virtual sculpture app will put the power of 3D modeling in your hands, letting you sculpt your own creation out of virtual clay by pulling, drawing, smoothing, and even painting it to perfection. And if you really want to get those hands dirty, then go on to www.wikihow.com/makejam. Lapho uzokhona ukubukela ama step-by-step video tutorials on how to make your own jam khona lapha emakhaya and impress your friends with delicious recipes. Get it now.
Now, steel is a big deal lana eMzansi. So many industries, from sugar mills and mines to oil refineries, all need steel to do their business.
So by going to get an exciting career in the engineering of steel, check this out.
Zinengi indawo la eMzansi where you can get engineering and design training with the focus of fabrication, which is the production of new products and also involves treating them to last long. The recommended subjects are e-maths and maths literacy, e-physical science, languages, and of course you'll need a grade 9 certificate. Lapho uzokhona ukufunda kabanzi about engineering foundation, engineering technology, engineering systems, engineering fabrication, material technology, engineering graphics and design, and uzophinda ufunde kabanzi about professional engineering practice. So check out the different resources online. Ukuthola kabanzi the perfect place to do your course and then get cracking. I mean, you can do it.
Now it must really be empowering to have the know-how to make steel components, right?
Absolutely. Now, there's nothing like the power of education to take you to the next level.
If you want to study towards heritage studies, noma ufuna ukwenza izifundo lezi ezokubandakisa nabantu abaningi heritage sites, ungenza izifundo ze-tour guiding esikoleni, mhlambe kuma modules akho include history, ufunde kakhulu ngehistory yale South Africa yaseMzansi. So to work kuma heritage sites kanjalo, you also need ukuthi wazi more about history yale yase South Africa.
Kubantwana basekhaya noma abalandeli, uma nifuna ukulandela icareer kuma food factories, ningaya kuma university, ningayenza icareer in your degree kuma food science. You can do food technologies, national diploma in food technologies, or you can also follow a biotechnologies, national diploma in biotechnologies, where actually you'll be dealing with microorganisms, because it's very, very important to ensure that there's no any microorganism in your final product.
Social stations
namhlanje ke siphethe usonto wakho Mandela ke athi guys ngingowasemakhaya owenza izifundo ze-science manje ngangifuna ukuba yi-electrical engineer kodwa ke akwenzekanga namhlanje lutho ngihlele ekhaya anginemali yokuthi ngiyofunda ngingenze njani ngicela usizo enze njani bona.
Well ke wena ke sonto ikhona bethu universities and technicals zonothi kaloku attach your marks then you apply because they do actually offer bursaries, or ungayi-apply na for NSFAS because nabo bayanceda. So siyacela ke sonto uba uzame nje ezo ndlela zami websites and everything else, and all the best of luck for your future.
Yes, now TOMz aims to please. Now bafethu wena ufuna ukufana noSonto kanye futhi ngenze njani ke bona?
Kaloku sikhona ku Facebook @TOMz, sikhona ku Twitter @TOMz_SABC_1, no Instagram kaloku singu TOMz TV_SABC1. With that said, Facebook, Twitter, Insta, sanazo man.
I got a fantastic film about Petulin Ocean to namhlanje. Now to keep the life of TOMz going though, do make sure that you hit us up on Facebook and on Twitter or post some questions and comments.
For you guys joining us this afternoon. Next time, but for now though, bye-bye.
Next time on TOMz,
we find out about some special super animal powers that have developed.
So like about how different species are dealing with global warming.
We meet an animal with amazing abilities, the Atfar.
Clockwise guys, how humans became what they are today.
Ungaphoswa khona nguTOMz rhoqo ngemivulo nakolwesibini ngensimbi yesine ngqo enhloko apha ku SABC1
Mzansi for sure.